Hello, I'm Judy Stengel. I'm a test proctor at NCAT, and I'd like to tell you about some of the services of United Way that my family has used. I have a 49-year-old son who was born with intellectual disabilities. When he was very young, he went to the JC Cerebral Palsy camp out at Augusta, and that was free to him through CPRF. Now he is employed with Starkey in their day program, and they are also working with folk rehab to help him get a job in the community. But where we've really used the United Way services is through the ARC of Sedgwick County. The ARC is definitely a United Way participant, and the program that we have used the most is the education and outreach. In fact, one night this week, Lorraine Santiago and I were at an educational program for parents and guardians regarding some of the new laws that are coming up. And this is where we really, the ARC helps parents of people with disabilities. In addition, they also sponsor special nights for adults with disabilities at Orchard Park, free to all of the participants, and they just come over to Orchard Park. Sometimes there's basketball, sometimes there's dancing, but it's in cooperation with the Wichita Parks Department. Now, I've also helped United Way on the other side of the coin. I have been a member of the BEST Coalition, which is Building Economic Stability Together. And the BEST Coalition sponsors the volunteer income tax assistance sites all over the city. This is where people of low to moderate income, in 2014, it was up to $53,000 annual income, could go for free tax preparation. And personally, as a volunteer, that is my favorite program. I've also helped when I was an IRS employee with the education program at the ARC by informing case managers, guardians, parents, that people with disabilities who are getting a paycheck and a W-2 may be eligible for the earned income tax credit. So even if they don't owe taxes, have had nothing withheld, they may still get a refund. Thank you. Hope you will support United Way with an increased donation this year.
Hi, I'm Casey Eubank, and I'm the Learning Management Systems Administrator here at WATC. I manage Blackboard for the college. Today, though, I want to tell you a little bit about how United Way has helped me, and actually an organization I'm involved with in the community. Some of you may know that I'm involved with the local theater community, and I act on stage as well as work backstage and volunteer with different theater organizations. But one that's very near to my heart is Wichita Community Theater, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And being such, we don't have a big budget. We're an all volunteer organization, so we don't have any paid staff. And so we rely heavily on our ticket sales, donations, things like that to keep the building open and to be able to pay royalties and all the things that are involved with running a theater. With United Way, we've been able to take advantage of and use their services in two different ways. The first way is because we are a volunteer organization, everything that's done at the theater has to be done by volunteers. And there are times when we just don't have enough volunteers to do the things that need to be done at the theater. And what happens is United Way has what's called a Days of Caring every year. In fact, I think they do it twice a year. And they put out the call for volunteers to come and help out local nonprofit organizations with different projects. So you'll see different folks, and usually it's high school students, church groups, college students, and other people in the community, but they all go to different nonprofit organizations and help out and help with different projects, whether it be in an office filing or out working in the yard, help or in the yard of the organization, like mowing or things like that. And we've actually been able to take advantage of those volunteers and have volunteers during the days of caring come to the theater and help with yard work, trimming trees, clearing out brush, helping mow, raking leaves, and then also just cleaning inside the building. In addition to that, just different projects we needed. For example, we need to catalog all of our scripts that we have that we make available for checkout for people to read about different plays, and we wanted to catalog that, and we actually had some of those United Way volunteers help with that. So just all kinds of different projects they help us with when it comes to providing volunteers that want to help. In addition to that, another side of how community theaters become involved with United Way is, being that we are a 501c nonprofit organization, we do get to take advantage of a program they offer where once a month a nonprofit organization can go to a warehouse that they have, and in the warehouse there are donations from other companies, Walmart, Target, other organizations that have goods that are either perfectly fine or maybe slightly damaged, and an organization, a nonprofit organization, can go there once a month and they can get a limited number of items to take with them back to their organization. So things like toilet paper, paper towels, office supplies, cleaning supplies. Sometimes we'll be able to get makeup and other things like that that we can use at the theater, and that has significantly helped us with our budget. We're able to then use money that we would normally had to use for those type of items on other things to improve the theater and make the theater a better place. So we are very appreciative of United Way and what they've done for us as an organization, with helping out with bringing us volunteers, and also through providing us with the supplies and things that we use to run the organization. So just wanted to tell you a little bit about how United Way has affected me and the organization I'm involved with, and I just highly recommend and encourage you to donate to United Way, increase your contribution if you feel so inclined, and it's definitely an organization that makes a difference not only in individuals but also other organizations in the community. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, my name is Denise Barrientos, and I am the director of the business office at the NCAT location for Wichita Area Technical College. United Way has been part of my life for almost 30 years. When I was a single parent in 1988, I decided that it was time for me to go back to college and get my diploma to graduate. So I enrolled for school, and I found out that I really didn't have enough money to attend, and my grant that I would be able to get would not cover for all my school. So I was seriously considering not going back to school because I couldn't afford it. At that time, I was informed about a scholarship that was available through the YWCA in my hometown, and so I applied for the scholarship and I was accepted. With that scholarship, I was able to pay for all of my books and supplies that I needed, as well as cover any additional costs that I had for tuition. If it would not have been for that scholarship, I would not have been able to finish my school, and if it were not for United Way, that scholarship would not have been available through the YWCA. I was able to graduate from college, and before I even graduated, I had a job with a local company that was one of the best employers in my hometown, and it got my foot in the door for actually where I am today. I don't think I'd be where I was today if I wouldn't have gone back to school and been able to get the job that I did. Once I was out of school, I was actually asked to be on the board of the YWCA scholarship committee. So I sat on that committee for a few years and was able to see the other side of how they selected people, and it's a great feeling to be able to help someone who you know is trying to better their lives. In addition to that, when I started working, the company that I worked for was very supportive of United Way, and gave us time off to be able to volunteer for United Way. And I was involved in the United Way fundraising committee for several years. I got to go out to different places in the community to see how United Way affected them. And I just think it's an excellent organization, and I've always, whenever I've been able to, I've always given money through work. And if I wasn't able to do that, I would try and volunteer, or sometimes I was able to just give a flat donation at their campaign time. But I think that United Way is an excellent resource for our community, and being a good steward for our community is what it's all about. So I appreciate what United Way did for me 30 years ago, and I try and give back to that same effort.